Actresses are finally defending J.K. Rowling by Sydney Watson's channel, so don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let's watch.
Fredies. They're becoming sentient. Hi, my name is Sydney. Welcome back to hell. I'm so sad you cannot see this entire little background because over here is this cute little ghosty boy, but I couldn't shift the screen enough to get him in shot, but he's so cute and he keeps blinking and it's adorable. Anyway, hello guys, just a quick one. The tea is still on sale on my website for 50% off the 3 flavors Earl Grey, New York Breakfast, and Emerald Green.
Tea, yes.
Using the code We Don't Waste. Winter flavors are back in stock as well. Go check it out if you haven't already. I would love it if you did. Thank you very much. So if you have been around this channel for any length of time, you will know that I have somewhat complex feelings about author J.K. Rowling, who wrote the Harry Potter books, for those of you who somehow don't know that. I disagree with some of the things that she's done and said over the years with relation to her books, and although I know that they are her books and she can do what she wants,
she just tried to cater to everyone and now she's screwed. But her art, sometimes even the nicest stuff, it's complicated. It's really complicated. Sometimes over the years, I sometimes liked her, sometimes disliked her as well. So yeah,
I think it's really weird to change canon just after the fact because you want to appeal.
I up until now still don't even know how I feel about her yet. I'm not sure, to be honest.
To a group of people being leftists who are going to hate you anyway. You know, like signing off on the casting of Black Snape or pretending that Hermione is some ethnically ambiguous character in the books. They're never gonna like you, Joanne. Stop trying to make them like you. But obviously the one area where we do very much see eye to eye and we do very much agree, and I have a lot of damn respect for this woman, is when it comes to the trans issue and advocating for the rights of women and girls. Because so many women have completely dropped the ball on this. Feminists, what are you doing? Anyway, as most of you know, it's become incredibly trendy to lash out at J.K. Rowling for years now over her vocal stance on women's rights. She thinks we should have them, just to be clear. I love that for her. Well, for us, really.
Oh my god.
Nobody wants to wear a burqa less than me. Although, actually, this is less about wearing the burqa and more about seeing penises when we go into women's locker rooms. No, 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 none for me, thanks. What's really sad and interesting is that some of the people attacking her most have been past and present.
Reignites Rowell with Harry Potter. Stars Daniel Radcliffe and Emma Watson.
Harry Potter actors and actresses such as Daniel Radcliffe and Emma Watson. Regardless if you like or dislike J.K. Rowling, I do think it's pretty poor form for Harry Potter alums to be bashing her so they can win some points with the trans lobby.
I'm here for all of the witches.
Shut up, Emma.
Shut up, Meg.
So admittedly, it came as a bit of a shock recently when actress Keira Knightley more or less laughed in the face of said lobby, sort of on Joanne's behalf. Joanne being J.K. Rowling, that's her actual name. And if you don't know who Keira Knightley is, she acted in the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise and about 50 other movies. If you don't know what Pirates of the Caribbean is, I don't know what you were doing for the majority of the 2000s. They weren't just movies. It was a lifestyle. Don't act like you guys don't say, but why is the rum gone whenever someone mentions rum in conversation. Don't even lie to me. Anyway, in mid-October 2025, Knightley was cornered by a reporter during a press junket for her new Netflix thriller, The Woman in Cabin 10, which I actually watched the other night. It definitely had some issues, but it wasn't bad.
What is it with this? Oh, this is so huge. I think it's over 500 ml. Like, what? Oh my god.
Knightley, who will be voicing Professor Umbridge in the Harry Potter audiobooks, was asked if she was aware that fans were calling for a boycott because of J.K. Rowling's stance on trans issues.
Saw you're voicing Professor Umbridge in the new Harry Potter audiobooks. I was wondering, are you aware that some fans are calling for a boycott, given J.K. Rowling's ongoing campaign against trans people?
I was not aware of that, no. I'm very sorry. You know, I think we're all living in a period of time right now We're all going to have to figure out how to live together, aren't we? And we've all got very different opinions.
This is not gonna happen. I'm sorry, this is not gonna happen. Much the contrary, things are getting worse and worse in this very same aspect. And I don't think they are getting better. And I don't think they will. Yeah, the future is... Oh my god, I know I always sound pessimistic about the future. And yeah, maybe you guys are tired to listen me say this, but it's not gonna be good. Like, all the present and the past indicators are like screaming to me, we are fucked. We are screwed. We are so freaking screwed, man.
So I hope that we can all find respect.
You can just tell that she's incredibly over this. Like, why are you asking me about this unrelated random thing that has nothing to do with the reason I'm here? This facial expression is a representation of how I feel every day of my life, honestly.
Yeah.
Because what the frick? Frankly, she's being a
Oh
lot
my
nicer
God,
about this than
very
these
good.
clowns deserve. The clown being the interviewer, not Keira Knightley, who I'm imagining looks like this. Obviously, Keira Knightley didn't go out of her way to defend J.K. Rowling in the way that probably a lot of people would have liked, but it's pretty clear, like I said, that she is incredibly annoyed by this question. But sadly, it's incredibly refreshing to not have a groveling apology or someone launching into some virtue signaling-esque tirade, and also not throwing the woman who has created this opportunity for you under the bus, as we have seen happen time and time and time again. What else can I say? The bar is basically in hell. I would know. I keep it down here in case I need it. And no, I'm not raising it so that your boyfriends and girlfriends will act better. Figure it out. But hilariously, this adult acknowledgement that disagreeing is a part of life and we have to learn to get along with each other sent the obvious types into a massive tailspin. We ended up with a bunch of articles and videos and comments.
Top TV writer bless Keira Knightley. Who the hell is it? I have no idea. I'm sorry. I have no idea who is this person. It's a person, right? Okay. First saying J.K. Rowling is entitled to her opinion about trans people. Oh my god, oh Jesus.
Commentary mad at Knightley for her reaction.
I need everyone to get back to 2020 levels of woke right the fuck now. Because why is Keira Knightley a TERF? Why does she hate, if you are a British person, you understand the, I'm sorry.
I'm really, when I think about J.K. Rowling, I really go crazy because Harry Potter totally screens something totally different than what she actually portrays. So how can you do entire, work and so many books and, all of this stuff, not believing and not, oh God, it doesn't make any sense. Looks like she's faking IRL to be something that she's not the entire time, all the time, because she has to. Because she thinks that she has to. In order to, keep being successful and etc. I don't understand why you're living a life like this. It's the feeling I have. I'm probably wrong. I don't know. I might be wrong, but it's what I believe. It happens with her, It's what I believe. Since that she live an entire facade like 24/7 on her IRL, and looks like I don't know if she's aware of that even. Oh, she, probably she knows that she's forcing something, but I really wonder if she actually knows exactly who she is, I also have that question as well. It's very confusing to me. J.K. Rowling is very confusing to me. And Harry Potter, for example, all the books that it's totally something awfully opposite, incredibly opposite as what she is and what she's trying to be. And even so, to the side that she's trying to gather always she's also having problems. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? It's because of what I said in the last few videos many times. Like, if you don't fit in, if you put your little toe outside of the box, you're already like a ultra extremist right wing grifter, and holy Jesus Christ. How can you people there live like that? It's insane. No wonder why you guys have so much mental problems, so many problems like anxiety, depression, all of this stuff. No wonder why. No wonder why, really.
Sorry. We all just gonna have to get along. She f***ing hates trans people. I have never seen such patronizing. Just watch the clip.
I'm not trying to be unkind, but these people to me feel like the human embodiment of sniffing paint fumes. Just watch the clip. Okay, Mildred.
I can't stand
It's also
this
deeply
cut
annoying how there's so
of
many
tea.
of them just existing on the internet. And speaking of existing on the internet, sometimes that can be quite challenging to do when you realize how much of your private information is accessible.
I really would like to know if she really drinks all of that. I can't believe that she drinks all of that. It's impossible. It's just for the video. It is just for the video. It's impossible for her to drink all of that. I would take like quite a few hours to drink that. I don't know.
Which is why today's video is sponsored by Incogni. Sometimes all of the crazy and horrible things happening all over the place make me want to slip away and disappear into the void forever. But while I can't do that in real life without someone filing a missing persons report, no mum, really,
We love
I am
the hack
fine.
of the
I
tea.
can disappear digitally with the help of Incogni. Did you know that insane amounts of your private information is traded online every day? That's right, friend. Your name, your social security number, your emails, your old addresses, your new addresses, your date of birth. All of it is accessible on the internet through data brokers. And don't make the mistake of thinking that just because you aren't some giant online figure, your data isn't important. Even anons have reason to fear data collection. Data breaches skyrocketed 211% from 2023 to 2024, leaving so many of us at risk of identity theft and other incredibly creepy things. But with Incogni and its automated removal process, you don't have to worry. Incogni gets in there like Batman to fight the bad guys, looking through data broker websites and submitting takedown notices on your behalf. You just go and make an account, give them the authority to work for you, and they take care of the rest. Your private information reappears. Incogni handles that too, repeatedly zapping those websites when your data pops back up, ensuring that it stays off the internet. And if you come across your information on a specific website, well, they can handle that as well, using their custom removal process. So if you too want to slip into the digital shadows, then click the link in the description or go to incogni.com/Sydney.
The problem
and don't
with
forget
this
to
is
use
that
code Sydney for
it is something that you're gonna, need to have forever, and might not be that affordable to me, to be honest. But I saw many people talking in the comments of a video that I asked before if it was actually a good product, and a lot of them said yes, but at the moment you stop paying, they reactive. It's like they allow everyone to sell your data again. I don't know if it's like that. Okay, I might be wrong. I don't remember exactly how they said, how they mentioned. It's all off my little confused head. Okay, but yeah, I think you guys understood.
60% off an annual plan. If this is something you are worried about, Incogni.
But it really works if you're willing to have like for long periods of time. Like it really works. I have no idea how this costs, but I know because it's in dollars, I will probably not be able to afford such a thing. So yeah,
is absolutely a great solution. If it's any consolation at all, people kicked off the same way at actor John Lithgow, who has been cast in the upcoming HBO Harry Potter series. When he was asked a similar question as Keira Knightley, he quite literally said that J.K. Rowling's opinions didn't factor into his decision-making at all. And I really think that this is the most appropriate response to this kind of question. That or doing this.
Shut up! Will you shut up? Shut up! Shut up!
So if you are now here thinking, Sydney, why do I care about this? Why do I care that Keira Knightley, in the most British way humanly possible, told a reporter to basically stick it? Why do I care about John Lithgow? I am going to tell you, Simon. It's because I think this signals another step forward in this ongoing social shift that's happening. Not only away from wokeness and the transgender movement in general, but also in the direction of J.K. Rowling and her beliefs. Actresses, in particular, long cowed by the fear of cancellation, are starting to push back against the militant trans ideological lobby that has demanded absolute allegiance or exile. Knightley's non-apology, as minor as it was, seems to be a step in the right direction, and a reminder that not every question
this is that thing that I didn't know if it was a person or not. Now I'm aware that this person here. Is this one here or is the other one? I don't know. Keira Knightley. It's. Did I pronounce it that right? Let me know in the comments, please.
A scripted sermon. And in 2025, with public opinion rapidly shifting towards protecting women's spaces and rights, her words feel like a bit of a victory lap for common sense, which may be sad because, you know, this is how little we've had the support of really anybody in this industry. So there's that. And to be clear, I think this is the beginning of a much larger wave where a bunch of these jerk actors and actresses, but actresses in particular, realize that J.K. Rowling's views are no longer fringe, they're winning. Damn. Sure feels good to be on the winning side of history for once. As most of you know by now, J.K. Rowling became public enemy number one in certain activist circles in and around 2020. Her crime, daring to say that biological sex is real, immutable, and matters, especially for women's safety, sports, and single-sex spaces. It still boggles my mind that this is a controversial position. I very much hope that the left can find a way of curing their brain worms.
Put on the suit. Let's go a few rounds.
You people are so petty and tiny.
Anyway, for the last number of years, her advocacy and defense of women and girls has made her the subject of ire and intense hatred. And that's putting it mildly. Death threats flooded her inbox, boycotts threatened her books, films, video games, and even theme parks built around her series.
After all, they are the group of love, isn't I? And I right? Like, they love everyone so much. They even unalive people for this love. The love is so big that people die for that because of that. You know, it's very interesting.
The theme parks.
One San Francisco bookstore decided to stop carrying the Harry Potter series in response to author J.K. Rowling's politics. The tipping point was Rowling's decision to use income from the book series to start an organization called the J.K. Rowling Women's Fund.
I will stop getting money selling books that sell well because I do not agree with, oh, Jesus Christ, man. Oh.
Celebrities piled on, with Harry Potter alums like Daniel Radcliffe and Emma Watson tweeting in solidarity for trans rights, throwing her under the bus if it meant that they could better virtue signal. The media amplified all of this, painting Rowling as a bigot while glossing over the nuances and truth in her arguments. Meanwhile, this avalanche of women who are screaming for our spaces back along with her have been painted in not the nicest way. So, I don't know, I guess we're all demons to these people. But fast forward to 2025, and much of the forced support for the transgender lobby has fallen away.
You know, and the more abhorrent stuff is that no one actually think that they are evil, you know? So all this lovely side that we know very well at this point already, they think themselves that they are the good ones. They are the good guys. Even though they are so full of hatred and, you know, and desires of unalive people, even in mass, if they could, just to all the little bubbles shine as the sun, you know, it's so freaky.
As I like to keep reminding you all, as I like to keep saying over and over and over again. What can I say? Put a fork in us. We are done.
If you're in public and you are about to ask a stranger if they are transgender or not, stop yourself!
Here we go.
Don't do it! Shut up!
I just want to colonize Jupiter away from these people. As most of you probably know, because I keep reminding you about it, public opinion has tangibly and observably, that sounds weird, observably shifted
don't
in
even
the
know
direction of
what
J.K.
word is
Rowling's
that.
views. A February 2025 Pew Research survey found Americans are increasingly supportive of restrictions on transgender participation in women's sports and in single-sex facilities, which is up 10 points since 2021. Gee, I wonder why. That's such a mystery. It's almost like women don't like seeing penises in locker rooms. I mean, maybe some of you do, but if that's the case, you should probably do that in your own house. Around April, a Find Out Now poll, that's very hard to say, Find Out Now poll, in the UK showed 59% of people surveyed agreeing with the Supreme Court's ruling that a transgender woman isn't legally a woman under the Equality Act, echoing Rowling's exact position. Nearly half, or about 47%, said that this would positively impact women's rights and safety. Even 41% of 18 to 24-year-olds backed this position, which is shocking. Why the change, you ask? People are tired. I am tired. Tired of overreach. Tired
Everyone
of
is tired.
school
Fatigue
policies
is
that
the
let
words of
boys
2025.
into girls' bathrooms and locker rooms. Tired of policies that allow men to compete on women's sports teams, taking away their achievements and their goals and pushing them out of their own sports.
It's really incredible that how something so stupid became so like normal. How people could not realize that way sooner. Why it took so long to people like became a little bit sane and just bring back a like 10% of the common sense, because yeah, we are not full of that yet. We're still lacking a lot.
Tired of the medicalization of vulnerable young people, the lifelong medicalization of vulnerable young people, despite the fact that there is more and more literature that suggests this is terrible and we are severely hurting our children. Resistance to all of these things, just by the way, has always been the pro-reality position, and that's actually quite tangible in policy wins. Trump's executive orders banning trans women from women's sports and other female spaces, the UK's Supreme Court smackdown on gender self-ID, and Rowling's own massive donations to women's advocacy groups, which has led to tangible change. There is clearly so much more to this, which I have talked about in 2 other videos that I made about the collapse of the trans movement that I will link in the description box, because, you know, outside of this, how many more times can I tell you that these people are lunatics? It's been like 5 years of me saying, hey guys, you know this blue-haired they-them who insists on waddling through the women's bathroom with their dingle-dangles hanging out?
Yeah,
we shouldn't let them do that. And it's been 5 years of Hollywood types being like... Anyway, speaking of Hollywood, let's come back to its actors and actresses. And I think presently they fall into 2 primary camps. Number 1, the people who are finally feeling comfortable enough to express either their true feelings in total, like all of what they think, or just a little bit. And the second camp is made up of people who realize that virtue signaling will not get them anywhere anymore. It's pretty satisfying when you realize that they're also realizing this, and you just think, yeah, this is nice. What do you mean my pretend caring doesn't work anymore? Get back in the shed, you weirdo. I think that's why we recently saw Emma Watson, who played Hermione in Harry Potter, saying during a podcast interview with Jay Shetty that it's okay to love those who you don't agree with, while referencing J.K. Rowling.
Having had that experience and holding
Oh, Jesus Christ, man.
the love and support and views that I have mean that I can't and don't treasure Joe and the person that I had personal.
Yeah, we know. I mean, I hope most people know that love is a choice, but it's a choice that I really cannot have with people that people don't need to agree with everything I do. Of course not, but how you will love, like, how would we love people seriously, how would we love people that are wanting to unalive people that think different from them? Isn't that insanity to do such a thing? It is. I'm sorry. It is. I just can't. I just can't. And this is why I'm always saying here that I'm a very terrible Christian, because there is still plenty of stuff that I don't even know if one day I will be able to do such a thing. I don't. I can't love these people. I can't. I don't even want to talk with them anymore at this point. And I tried so much and for much time. Even before starting this VTuber channel, and a little bit after, I think 3 months after starting, I was still trying to talk with them. Now I just gave up. Okay, I gave up. I don't want to talk with these people. If they talk to me something, I just ignore, block, or whatever. I don't care.
My experiences with.
The time to talk is over. For real. We have so many years to talk with these people. Not only it didn't change anything, but they got stronger and more powerful. They are everywhere inside corpos in big positions, inside governments in big positions. You know, they are everywhere. They spread like a cancer, killing society. I'm tired of this.
I will never believe that one negates the other, and that my experience of that person I don't get to keep and cherish. To come back to our earlier thing, like, I just don't think these things are either or. I think it's my deepest wish.
This voice makes everything this voice makes everything even worse, you know?
That I hope people who don't agree with my opinion will love me, and I hope I can keep loving people who I don't necessarily share the same opinion with.
When I usually speed up clips, it's normally to avoid copyright problems, but I sped up Emma Watson here because listening to this, I was like, is it possible for you to speak a little bit faster? I know I told Emma to
yeah, also because it's tiresome to listen to these people, yeah. But there's still one thing. It's not about, I mean, you can still be copyrighted maybe because of the image. I don't know. So people would like to blur the image as well. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. To be honest, I don't pay too much attention to this stuff. Yeah, because I mean, it's tiresome, and I think like, it's so freaking ridiculous that we have to do all of this. It's so much bullshit, you know? It's other thing that should end is this copyright bullshit, you know? Like, intellectual property is a lie, in my opinion. Like, for real.
Shut up at this.
I might be wrong though, guys. I'm not like I always state that, like, it's just my opinion. It's okay you think different, okay? Here on the not wrong side of society, we are free to, we should supposedly be free to state our thoughts. So that's what I'm doing here, okay?
This is not what I had in mind. I also don't want to get into this video too much because I think I want to make a standalone video about Emma Watson being incredibly annoying, but JK Rowling fired back after this and it was a whole thing. Really, Watson's attempt at reconciliation sort of feels like a bit of damage control and maybe sort of a weird attempt at potentially resurrecting her career and wanting to come back in a nice way, especially with HBO's Harry Potter series looming, where Rowling's executive producer role ensures her influence endures. But despite all of the fair-weather jokes around JK Rowling, and just to be clear, I don't think just because you work with somebody that you happen to like, you have to sign off on all the things that they think. I just think the bare minimum is not being a jerkbag and throwing them under the bus and basically shitting on them because you happen to disagree. But anyway, so there's a lot of these fair-weather people who've done a lot of this stuff to JK over the years, but there's a lot of people who haven't. There are people who have defended her, and I want to highlight some of them because I think it's worth giving credit where credit is due. Several actresses have backed up JK Rowling and come out and spoken in defense of her over the years, obviously to the chagrin of the transgender lobby, but they did so not because they were being motivated by a shifting position socially or by polls. They did it with conviction because they knew that that was the correct thing to do. And not to sound dramatic, but I think these situations kind of highlight that although courage in Hollywood is rare, it's certainly not extinct. You know, because Hollywood has been very busy informing us that the Pedro Pascal types are in fact the real social heroes. Ugh. In late 2022, during an interview with The Times, Helena, I just watched a show where one of the leads was called Helena, and now that's what I want to say, but I'm sure she says it Helena. Okay, sorry about this. Helena Bonham Carter, who played Bellatrix Lestrange in...
And this is why I say, like, all the actor and actresses of Hollywood, they kind of sell their souls. Because they become puppets. They cannot think the way they want. They cannot... I even wonder if they can dress the way they want. I think even the marriages sometime, I don't know, maybe I'm going too far, okay, I might be wrong, but I really think that like, at least like 70 or 80% of their lives, maybe more actually, it's not theirs anymore. It's like they become like, okay, they are not different for us, they are slaves as well, but I think it's worse. It's worse, even though with the fame, with the money, I don't think it's worth. I really don't. Like, oh my god. And I the only one that think that? Would you say, if someone from Hollywood came to you now and told you, you will be famous, you will do a lot of movies, you will, you will gain tons of money, but you have to do 100% what we tell you to do. Would you agree with that? You don't say a word without we allowing you to do so. And stuff like that. Would you want that? I wouldn't. I wouldn't accept that. But yeah, this seems very much like what these people there in Hollywood has to accept in order to be, successful. And keep doing movies and gain money and fame, They really sell, they become tools to, brainwash more and more people along the years. And I'm surprised, to be honest, I'm surprised that we are in 2025 and these people still matter so much. For me, actually, they don't. You know that I am not even aware of the high majority. I would probably say like 99% of all the actors and actresses in Hollywood, I don't even know the name. I don't know, really. And I think this should be made common, It should be made common. Like, we should just forget that they exist. And maybe this is what's gonna happen with AI. I mean, we will probably reach a point where people will be producing their own anime, their own movie, everything alone. Maybe I'm getting crazy or too ahead of myself, but it really feels like that. Saying that, and I've seen people saying that like 2 or 3 years ago, and I was too much skeptical. But looking now, I think it's clear. I think most of you would agree with me on that part. So they will become more and more irrelevant within time, I guess. I'm not sure. I guess. And it may take more few years. I don't think it would take more than 10 years for this type of stuff be real. Like, I know that a lot of people doing creations alone already with AI, like short movies and stuff like that. But they are still a little bit clunky and weird sometimes. Like, but good enough already for being worth watch. In my opinion, some of them. But I'm talking about real productions, like very high quality. I think in less than 10 years, this will be very possible to everyone. I'm not sure. I mean, we weren't even able to produce a few months ago or 1 year ago, we weren't even able to produce some short video like from 6 seconds for free. Who heard it? Now, like, there's more and more platforms that are allowing us to produce a lot of these small videos for free. A lot of them, actually. And I mean, it's just sweet to see. I don't know what the future awaits in that regards, you know?
In the original Harry Potter films, said the vitriol towards Rowling was horrendous and a load of bollocks. She added, it's been taken to the extreme, the judgmentalism of people. She's allowed to have her opinion, particularly if she suffered abuse. Everybody carries their own history of trauma and forms their opinions from that trauma, and you have to respect where people come from and their pain. You don't have to agree on everything. That would be insane and boring. Yes, remember when we used to be able to disagree with each other without being name-called? And accused of trying to lynch trans people with our words? Well, that actually hasn't existed at all during my adulthood, but I'm sure it did for the boomers and the Gen Xers.
You better trade places with me, boomies. Trade places.
Similarly, Ivana Lynch, who depicted Luna Lovegood, defended J.K. Rowling in a tweet in 2020, which she was then bullied into deleting. Later in 2023, she followed up by explaining, Jo, meaning J.K. Rowling, is an advocate for the vulnerable. I was surprised by how angry people were. I do wish people would just give her more grace and listen to her. Lynch, who battled anorexia in earlier life, credits Rowling's books with her recovery, expressing shock at the vitriol towards her former mentor. Actress Frances Barber, whose 2020 open letter in the Sunday Times, signed by 58 creatives including Tom Stoppard, blasted the onslaught of abuse against Rowling as insidious, authoritarian, and misogynistic. Barber has been unwavering in her support for J.K. Rowling, tying all of this to free speech and saying that it isn't about trans rights, it's about silencing women, which, to be honest with you guys, is such an accurate portrayal of what so much of this has been and is about. Even Noma Dumezweni, who, for those of you who don't know or who don't remember, played...
They are fighting between themselves already. Oh my god. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Hermione, and
Now burn the trans agenda for save the feminist agenda. Like, it's, I don't know.
Noma is black, but she played Hermione in the stage production of The Cursed Child and was majorly backed by J.K. Rowling in this. And J.K. Rowling came out swinging for this woman, saying, I never specified that Hermione was white. She's, ethnically ambiguous, so this casting is perfectly fine. She, really went to bat for this woman. This woman, Noma Dumezweni, basically had support and was publicly supportive of J.K. Rowling in 2020, and then once again, under the pressure of the trans lobby, retracted her statements, which is incredibly disappointing and sad. I think these women, in conjunction with Keira Knightley actively being like, I don't care about this issue, please stop asking me, and Emma Watson's recent flip, really does signal a bit of a reckoning. Hollywood's trans orthodoxy is starting to crack under reality's weight. And I think we're going to see a whole lot less commentary.
I'm sorry, Sydney. I don't agree with you on that. I don't think that they are near ending. I think they are still plenty relevant. At least for 2035, I was expecting them to be disappeared already at this point, and they clearly not. It's still very much far from that. Like, way, way, way too much far. I even have no idea if they actually lost some relevance, to be honest. Okay, we've seen like a lot of movies from different producers and etc. from Hollywood actually tanking a lot, and but I don't think it's enough. I don't think it's near enough, I don't see that happening. I think it will last for more 10 or 20 years in the way that it's going.
About it from Hollywood types, or they're going to go in the opposite direction and pretend that they supported J.K. Rowling all along. Declaring someone a TERF or anti-trans because they didn't want to join your team or go along with the insanity over the last number of years definitely played a role in causing people not to speak out because they were very afraid of these monikers. But as time has gone on and trans act...
And we still have another problem because if these people wear puppets on their hands for so much time, like they all have been in Hollywood, even if one day, if let's suppose one day Hollywood cracks forever, like, and they don't hold any power over it anymore, and they just can be whoever they want to be, you know? I think they were puppets for so long that they don't even know how to be different than what they are now. I mean, those who are on this for many years already. I don't know. They probably don't even know how to be themselves anymore. I have no idea. It's just my thoughts. So don't take this with a grain of salt, and let me know your opinion about this on the comments, because maybe and probably I'm wrong, but this is what I think.
Activists have gotten more and more insane and unhinged. People stopped caring. People really are just no longer concerned with being name-called and labeled like this. I am proud to say I never cared. I have been a bigot all along. And I think a lot of women who have largely remained silent, or who have tried not to be super outspoken about this just to keep the peace, are starting to see that
I care IRL because my life is online, like literally. So yeah, I care. At least IRL. Online, I really don't. I don't give a shit.
there was really no benefit in that, and are changing their tune. I am completely fine saying that J.K. Rowling's advocacy for women and girls was always the correct position, and all of these people who have attacked her and thrown her under the bus over the years were 100% in the wrong for doing so. Although I don't agree with J.K. Rowling on plenty of things, I do believe that she has been very measured and very fair in her criticism of the trans movement, and has only really ever moved with the intention of ensuring that women and girls have our spaces protected. My prediction is that we are either going to see people clam up and not comment on these issues any further because, like I said, they realize that the virtue signaling achieves nothing, or we are going to see them actually start to express their real opinions, either in full or just a little bit. Because I really think the bottom line is that Hollywood is realizing that its advocacy for certain leftist positions is not a winning position to have, and that audiences are sick and tired of being lectured to. We already know that major Hollywood studios are starting to move away from the DEI stuff and wokeness in general, and I think that as a result we are going to see that play out with actors and actresses as well, who are probably going to get their marching orders to shut up and stop doing this. Ultimately, I think that the women who have defended J.K. Rowling in the past are very cool for doing so, and I think it takes a lot of courage to stand out and stand up when no one else is willing to do that, and to defend somebody who is kind of out on their own. As far as Keira Knightley goes, I know that what she said wasn't that big of a deal on the surface, but I do think it is an indicator of things that are to come. In the end, I do love watching how these celebrities act on this sort of broader social scale. I love watching how their brains work and how they navigate social issues as they change. But like I have said, I am very keen to see what happens going forward. I do think my predictions are going to be correct, but as usual, we're just...
I don't care, to be honest. I just want to see, like, the moment, moments like this when they start clashing each other for those small boxes like this one, and for the moment they have an epiphany and realize how they spent their time away, or how their life is worthless because of the things that they done for the career and for money and etc. This is what I'm here for. Yeah, I'm sorry if you guys have a different opinion. This is mine. Like, why I'm talking so much about the opinion of this, but I don't even know. I just woke up, okay? It's almost 9 a.m. It's 8 hours and 56 minutes at morning, and I'm recording this already. So yeah, my brain is still not functioning properly. I still didn't even have my breakfast, okay? This is how busy I am, so I started very soon today because I have a lot of things to do. Yeah, let's
Just
continue.
going to have to sit back and observe. Now on that note, and before I open the floor to all of you, this is just a reminder, check out Incogni using the link in the description. I am very grateful that I have my Incogni account, so if this is something that worries you, the data broker thing, your information being everywhere, you being so Googleable, absolutely check them out. I promise you won't regret it. Now I open the floor to all of you. What do you all think? Do you think that J.K. Rowling is going to be proved correct on a long enough timeline? Do you think that more actors and actresses are going to start joining her and defending her publicly? What do you think of Keira Knightley's response to the question she was asked? Do you think that it was representative of a person who is just so sick of this trans issue? Do you think that she really didn't have an answer and she really didn't know? What do you think of Emma Watson's video? Do you think that she is trying to backpedal all of a sudden for some reason? What do you think of the women who have previously defended J.K. Rowling? Do you think that that's very brave and courageous, or do you think that's just how you act towards somebody who's given you
I think all of them are a piece of shit. This is what I think.
a massive job opportunity, and what you generally make of this issue overall. As always, if you have made it this far in the video, congratulations. I always like having you along for the full ride. If you are new here and you're not subscribed already and you would like to see more of me and more of this kind of content, feel free to subscribe to the channel, as well as leaving this video a like and a comment, because I do read the majority of them. I like hearing your feedback. Of course, as I always say, I hope you little chickadee noodle people stay safe and well and make good choices, and go and buy yourself some flowers this weekend. What is today? Wednesday? Go buy yourself some flowers on Thursday or Friday, and I will see your wonderful little faces in the next video.
Before we go any further, I want to take this brief moment here to thank all of you, my patrons, for the incredible support to my work here on YouTube, and especially my three-tailed fox Taya members, Wolony Wolf, Heath Rowell, Fenny Sylvy, Zalost, Taiashi, Zaela Zhezzaia, and Succubus Bait. Thank you very, very much. You guys are amazing. Also, thanks to everyone who donated to me through Tron, and to all of my YouTube members. You can support this channel live and grow with just $5 a month and gain access to many perks. This is less than a burrito. Check out my Patreon, link is in the description below. Bye bye, Hag of the Tea, thank you for the video. Yeah, that's it guys. I will have my breakfast now. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check the links below, Patreon, Discord, Ko-Fi, and Tron, and support me on Ko-Fi so I can get the freak out of this terrible evil country as fast as possible. And I'll see you all my Dark Foxlings on the next one. Bye. And that's it for today, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Ja, mata ne!